Hey everybody, this is Abdul, your host for Up Your Game, hiring advice for marketers by marketers. And I'm really pleased today to be joined by Rachel Trindade, Chief Marketing Officer, and my previous boss. Rachel, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. This is exciting.
It is, and it's so nice to see you again. So Rachel, you've interviewed a lot of people over the years. What is it during the interviews that makes certain marketers stand out from everybody else? What makes that special candidate for you?
So, one of the things that I love to see when we're in an interview and someone thinks about marketing both on the creative and on the analytical side. So, a lot of times people approach it only from one angle. But I think we all know that marketing is a science now, and we're expected to generate real revenue for the business. And so, I want to understand how you actually blend the two together. So, what I tend to think of is how can they share a story about an experiment that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, say you're working on your website and you want to improve form conversion rate. What did you do to improve form conversion rate? Where did you start? What's your goal? What are you trying to target? And then what elements did you actually change? And then how did you actually do the test? Was it a pure A/B test? Was it a multivariate test? Were you testing a new tool like Typeform to make it almost like a progressive profiling form? What were you doing to try to change behavior to ultimately improve conversion rate? So I want to hear your thought process. I want to hear where you started, what you actually did, how you combine the creative with the analytical, ultimately what your results were, and how you modified your process during it to continue to improve. I think everyone's looking for continuous improvement right now, and that's what testing is, and that's what blending creative and analytical is.
Wow, great. Well, that's actually really interesting. So it's that mix of kind of out of the box thinking plus the data-driven thinking and putting that together, right? And that separates your best candidates from the kind of rest of the pack. And what I actually kind of find funny is that you're the one that introduced me to really in-depth thinking about multivariate testing. So I'm glad you kind of taught me that lesson over the years.
Yeah, it's something that every marketer needs to know and understand. And especially in rapidly changing times, you need to be agile. You need to be willing to experiment. You need to be willing to take a few risks. And some of them are going to work and some of them aren't. But ultimately, you're going to end up someplace better as long as you try something new.
Great. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Rochelle. This is actually such a nice episode, such a learning episode, and I think the audience is going to get a lot out of that. Really appreciate you for being on here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Abdul.
All right, and thank you guys. See you next time.